Hey everybody, Uncle Orly here. This is a special one that I'm going to be following up with eh, on a relatively frequent basis based on how the discovery unfolds in front of me. What am I talking about, you're wondering? Well, there are a number of you out there who have heard the story about my letters. And I'm going to tell you that story right now, and then we'll get a little deeper into it. I was closing up the house back in July, well, May, June, July of 24. As you know, Kathy passed away in March of 24, and I decided to sell everything, move into the van that I'm in now, and live on the road. This is a sub-story of that closing up the house and selling everything. I swore when I was younger I was going to quit putting boxes in crawl spaces above the garage and other places around any house. Of course, that didn't make it, but or that was not achieved in many times, including the house in Dade City, which was the house in Florida that we had for the bulk of our retirement. Well, there were 3 boxes that had moved since the mid-'80s around to each of our homes. We had 6 of them over the years. And I moved those boxes one after the other all the time. There were a couple of others. There were actually 5. 2 of them went back to Nick because they were his. You know how you save all that grade school stuff, all that crate paper crap that you think somebody's going to want in the future? Well, they didn't want it, but they got it back. So I gave Nick's his. And of course, the other 2 I had were Nate's. Nate said, throw them away. I said, no, your brother got his, you're getting yours. You decide what to do with them. Now, the last box of the 3 that were being moved was taped closed very haphazardly. And on the side was written, my letters. I did not save the box. That was my fault. I should have asked for that box to be saved, but that's okay. It's not that important. The memory is what's important. So, needless to say, I pull that box out. I bring it down. I set it on the island in the great room as I'm tearing the house apart, right, and getting ready to sell it, and so on and so forth. I open that box, and all the letters that I wrote Kathy the year that I traveled out west, 74, 75, from October 74 to October 75, all the letters that I wrote her were in that box. I've got them. Needless to say, I don't remember anything that are in those letters, and I can't even believe that I didn't know Kathy saved them. But that's Kathy. Kathy was a live-in-the-moment person, as am I. We didn't put a lot of ceremony on, fake holidays like Valentine's Day and Sweetest Day and all that crap. I'm sorry. If you disagree with me, then celebrate away. And, she just put stuff away, and that was it. That is a trait that I will forever be grateful for, that Kathy had. And I'll tell you why, and that's the next part of the story. So for my birthday in July of 24, as I'm getting ready to leave on my journey, the journey I'm on now, which, by the way, I'm in Chaco Canyon. Those are ruins behind me there that I am parked next to. You see them over there out the window, the ruins over there. We're here at Chaco Canyon and spending a couple of days just trying to get back into being alone. At any rate, on my birthday in 24, I finally get the letter. I'm not going to get into that, but I get the letter, and there are 2 letters in there from Kathy that she wrote me that I never received. I'll say that again. The love of my life wrote responses to my letters, and I never received them. They were all returned. I was moving a lot, and so all the addresses that Kathy had were old by the time the letters got there, and thank God people returned the letters to her. Nate found those letters in his boxes of grade school material. I am so glad I had the insight to save those boxes for him. And it really wasn't insight. He said, throw them out, and I'm just busting his balls and saying, no, you're getting them back. You throw them away. Thank God for that. So I got a couple more. Last year's birthday. Now I have them all. Now, I'm not comparing who wrote more, but what I am going to say is I have not read all these letters. These are the ones I wrote. These are the ones Kathy wrote. Okay? I'm anticipating hearing frustration in Kathy's written voice for me not responding to her letters. And then, of course, she found out in time that I never got the letters. But she saved them. And she never told me she saved them. And she put them away. And she never told me she put them away. This is a complete surprise. So I'm 7 minutes in now. And as you hear this, some of you are thinking what a number of others have verbalized as they heard this story. These are the love letters of my 53-year love affair. With the most beautiful, the most kind, the very best humanity has to offer. My mate, my soulmate, my life partner, the love of my life, Kathy. This is the love story in words from back in 1974 and 1975, prior to our marriage, prior to the boys being born, during a hiatus that we took. I'll call it a hiatus. We broke up because I was stupid and I deserved it. My mother kept the ring, but I knew we would be together. Anyway, a lot of folks who have heard this story have echoed back to me without any prompting that this is a book. This is the book that has to be written. Well, I'm not sure about that, but I'm leaning in that direction, and I really believe there's going to be a book that comes out of this. My niece, Stephanie, Loretta's daughter, is an author, and we've talked this. She also agreed that a book needs to be written, and of course she asked me, what format? And I'm like, well, that's what I'm talking to you for. What format? What do I know what format? She told me that some people just publish the letters. Other people will make kind of a biography out of it, an autobiography or what have you. Some people will fictionalize it. I don't know what form the book will take because I've only read maybe 3 of these letters, maybe 4. And I've got them all to go through. So the journey I'm on right now in this period of time is taking this safe, which is waterproof and fireproof. It holds all the letters that I've been talking about. Oh, and there's more. there's more. I'll get into that in a subsequent video, but I'm going to read these letters in order from the first one postmarked to the last one. I'm going to scan them all for posterity. I am going to make some notes, and I'm going to do all of this during time that I'm spending alone here in Moose with the boys, Mike and Mo. I really don't know what else to say at this point, except that I am so excited to start my cry fest and read through these letters. I love you guys. Thank you for your support as I've moved through this journey. Things really are looking up. Things really are coming together. I'm so happy about that. There'll be more of that later. The next grief video is going to deal with that. So, I'm going to sign off for right now. And there'll be more about my letters later. Uncle Orly, out.